Ja, ich darf jetzt ganz herzlich Pierre Nierhaus begrüßen im Studio 6 auf der INTERGASTRA Digital. Pierre Nierhaus ist Trendexperte, Konzeptentwickler, Keynote-Speaker, Fachbuchautor und Gastdozent. Und das heutige Thema ist, wie verändert sich die Architektur in der Hotellerie und Gastronomie? Zugeschaltet dazu ist Jordan Moser aus Chicago und ich übergebe jetzt an Herrn Nierhaus. Bitte schön, Herr Nierhaus.
Ja, ich freue mich, dass ich heute das dritte Mal hier auf dieser Bühne sein darf. Und ich freue mich sehr, dass ich heute mit Jordan Moser aus Chicago reden darf. Uns verbindet eine lange Freundschaft. Jordan Moser ist oft in Deutschland. Jordan Moser hat auch familiäre Bindungen in Deutschland quasi. Da komme ich später noch zu. Und eigentlich spricht Jordan Moser auch ein bisschen gutes Deutsch und wir werden das so ein bisschen mischen. Wir machen es eigentlich in Englisch, aber ich glaube, es ist gut verständlich und zwischendurch werden ein paar deutsche Sätze fallen. Wenn Sie nachher Fragen haben, die stellen Sie natürlich gerne in Deutsch. Wir werden sie in Englisch stellen, wie immer Sie wollen. Ja, Jordan, kannst du zu uns mal kurz ins Bild kommen, dich zeigen?
I didn't get that there. Sorry.
No. That was just, I said you speak a little English, but at the end we just wanted to show that you are in Chicago, and now I'll present 3 pictures of what you've done that people get an impression. First picture is a hotel lobby, I think in New York. Is that right?
Genau.
Yeah, genau. So all the architecture you do is mostly about telling a story. It's also very often about fairy tales, über Märchen. And you always like to present a complete story, and complete story for you also means furniture. But for example, if you see that picture, there is a restaurant. I think it is out of copper. So it's a standalone restaurant, really impressing. I have another one, this one. So you're doing inside and outside, but I want to start talking with you about East, which is more than 10 years old.
More than 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we met long time ago because I had the first or second restaurant of you in Europe, which was called Stars. And that started because we bought it, we haven't built it with you. And to have promotion for the restaurant and also to have an update in architecture, it was a really impressive restaurant in the Messe Tower in Frankfurt. With no money in our pockets, I called you and said, please, we'd like to update architecture, the story, and can you come to Germany? And so we made some decisions, and you said, okay, I will come. We don't make it really teuer, that's what you said, but we work only in Chicago time because so you don't have to change. And
yeah.
Perhaps you start with the Stars and then talk a little bit about East and Hamburg.
So I think we began Stars in 1990, and the East Hotel was super Begeisterung because it was big. It was an Eisengießerei. I think we had 1,700 Quadratmeter for public Bereich, and it was sehr erfolgreich. It was a very special project. It was expressionist when the style at the time was more reduziert, more minimal. And but do you have a question about it, Pierre?
No, it's one hand, a friend of mine, Christoph Strenger, who was with me on one of the trend tours, and then you've met in Chicago. Then you built that, and there were a lot of restaurants that was that was very unusual in Germany, and all the other people from hotel industry said, "Oh, that's just design, and do they make the money?" And Christoph Strenger said 2 things. One was, I don't have any marketing. I just have design from Jordan Moser. That is so impressive that people come here and will make money. And the second thing was he is doing 56% on food and beverage, not on rooms. And that was impressive. Pep, but you know more about that.
This was an idea that was started by Bill Kimpton. Bill came from San Francisco, and he was responsible for the new boutique hotel trend. And he was the first one to say the lobbies of hotels are, they're empty, they're steril. And he said, let's make a fantastisch Gastronomie-Konzept on the Erdgeschoss. And Leute from the Nachbarschaft and the Gast from the hotel, they have the Stimmung, they are, they're part of the scene in San Francisco. And this was the beginning. And Christoph Strenger about East Hotel, he says, you can sleep here too. It's, and so we give the Seele of the concept is the Gastronomie, the bar, and he does a fantastic Arbeit mit the Dienstleistung and the food. Please.
Yeah, and but with that time it started that we had that already in New York, like from Ian Schrader, but with East it really started that people found out food and beverage in a hotel can bring money, and we have more and more hotels which using the location being in the heart of the city to attract people. And what happened in general is hotels now, they want to attract local people, that they mingle up with their guests and to have a cozy atmosphere. One of the first words I heard from you in German was gemütlich, and that is very important for you. The Danish people say hyggelik. What is about gemütlich, especially after the pandemic?
Gemütlichkeit ist notwendig jetzt, because we have Angst and stress. Wir sind in zu Hause the letzte Jahre, and we have Angst über the Gesundheit. And so we want, and we're bequem in zu Hause. And we have new technology to bring the food to us. At least in the United States, we have a lot of delivery, and we have drive-through. You could durchführt. And so now we need to seduce the people. We need to make them bequem in public Bereich, öffentliche Bereich. And how do we do this? We do it with Gemütlichkeit, we do it with partitions, we do it with Luftfilter, and we do it with changing our behavior so they feel Sicherheit, safe.
Especially that point, one is the gemütliche design, like you said, because people want to feel at home. Everybody at the moment really misses to go out, to have a holiday, to go to a restaurant, to meet his friends. And I think that atmosphere we want to have in a restaurant, also in a hotel. But there's another thing, because you always said, form follows function. That is not from you, but you like that sentence. But at the end, at the moment now, is design follows pandemic. It's not only about being gemütlich, it is also about how can you build a restaurant with sort of keeping distance? How can you create an outside space which is safe for many people with good architecture? What are the new ideas for that topic?
I think there are praktisch Konzepten, and so this is having Augenverbindung with the other guests, and we have partitions so that we have the Sicherheit, and we have the Möglichkeit for ultraviolet Licht to kill the microbe, and for Luftfilter. So these are practical ideas. I think we have technology, so that we have an app so that we can get our food. We can collect our food at the curb. We can have a picnic. Maybe the picnic is at the restaurant, but it's packaged. We use the technology to tell the story that our cooks, our Küchenchefs are safe. They have masks. And we have fresh air. We have a lot of, we think of new ideas for having people outside and being under a Dach, and but frische Luft, and with warm seats. Maybe instead of having a fan with heated seats, Heizung in the Sessel, in the
I think because before it was like you just had some seats outside. Perhaps there was a plant at the corner. But I think we need really the outside design of a restaurant should remember as the inside design, isn't it?
It's notwendig. It's marketing. Design is marketing. Yeah. And so we need to bring the pandemic ideas, people being home, they're in their houses, they feel comfortable there. We need new restaurants that feel, have the Stimmung of the house, and inside and outside.
You really love to have to tell stories. You did big projects for Las Vegas where you have like dancing stools, etc. And I have found one thing which I wanted to show you. You might remember.
That's from a long time ago, Pierre.
Yes, that's a long time ago. And that is something very special. That is the Schwein. You like Schweins. Can you tell about the Schweins? And I will show some pictures.
My Hund war tot. And so I got a Schwein. I lived in an alte Fabrik. His name was Clemente. And Clemente was sehr fat. And I had a restaurant Kunden in San Francisco, and we made meine erste super berühmte Restaurant, the Cypress Club, and it was fat wie the Schwein. And this was the erste super berühmt Projekt, and San Francisco is a Tourismus Stadt, and so I have Einladung to Las Vegas, Hollywood, to Japan and to Deutschland. And so it all starts with the pig. So ich Schwein gehabt.
Yeah. But I mean, stories is very important, and your stories always got a connection. You made a new restaurant, and they said in the United States it's like a family affair. And I know your twins, one of your daughters, Chloe and Eliza, is studying in Berlin at the moment, and she is also an artist like you, but she wanted to be a cook in future.
Eliza is in Berlin leben. She's a Küchenchef. She also is a Bäckerin, and she's in Neukölln, of course. And Chloe, Eliza's sister, is a sous chef in Montana at a berühmte resort. She just made dinner for Jean-Georges von Gerichten. She was very begeistert.
What is very important in your architecture is, on one side you have a story which really should connect to what it is about, the owner family, your family, the area, whatever. But you always have you always have many details, and it's always about context. So you create the furniture yourself. And for example, I think one of your lamps got the name of your daughter, and I know another lamp is like looking like a curly head, which is also very close to one of your daughters.
Exactly. So the Geschichte, the story, this is the way that we have. This is the fundament for the marketing. It also makes it local. I think in the Zukunft, wir haben Leute zu Hause. They come out. We have the Möglichkeit now to make a Verbindung to the Leute in our Bereich. This has been the trend in hotels for some time, to make unique hotels that have a Wurzel in the Stadt where they are, as opposed to being a universal idea, as opposed to being a systems concept. So things become more unique, they become more special, they become a destination. And this is what we need. We need people to want to come out again.
And I mean, to go out, a hotel is a good place because mostly they have a parking, they have a bar, they have a restaurant. So without sort of meeting too many people, you can have everything under one roof. And I think we will have more and more hotel destinations which are good for leisure. And I think that's a big problem for the future, that a lot of hotels in the cities are for business, for fairs, for congresses, but I think it will only work for like leisure or wellness hotels in the city. I mean, in the country or close to the sea, that's a different topic. People make holiday, but I won't say there will be business travel like it was before. So your hotel has to be very comfortable, gemütlich, and you also could do business. What do you think about these aspects?
I think that hotels need to take their kitchens and make them available to the Gemeinschaft, the community. They need to reach out to the community. Some people are using, some hoteliers are using rooms for their, for private. We have to reinvent hospitality. There's a big shock now with the pandemic and with the economic crisis. And so we have to be local, and we have to think of new ways of reaching our customers. Technology is one of them. The apps, the ability to communicate handsfrei, indefrei, to be sauber. But the kitchen that used to be in a hotel just for the guests now has to be for the ganze Bereich, ganze Ort.
And what is about the material? I've heard that sort of cool material like sharp edges, like metal, etc., is not good anymore. So it is about wood, it is about leather, it's about all different things, new things.
I think that the materials come from the concept. It has to be cleanable. It has to be strong. A patina is good. It has to look cleanable. There's a non-intuitive fact about COVID-19, and that's on glänzend Oberfläche. It lives for a long time. And on textile, it is nicht so lang leben. And so this is a little bit anti-intuitive. So, yeah.
At the moment, I know you live in the heart of Chicago. I've visited you several times in your apartment, but I mean, it must be really poor going outside. All the shops are there, Michigan Avenue, everything is closed. I know restaurants will open in Chicago. You have like outside seating and 25% inside. I think from this or last week on, does that work? Do people accept that?
Yeah, we have diese Woche 50% Möglichkeit für Sitzplätze in the restaurant. We have people picking up food. So they drive to the restaurant, they call on the phone, or they use an app, and they are making, they're collecting their food. They're eating outside now that it's warm again. But it's still very hard. We estimate that there will be 80% weniger Umsatz diese Jahre in 2020. In the letzte Jahre, and we think that we know that the Bürogebäude here are 20%, 80% leer, and so we're optimistic that it starts to change now with the vaccine. We call it the what's vaccine in Deutsch? Yeah.
Impfung. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, there have been many problems in the United States in the last few years, but what you do in vaccine at the moment, it's impressive. You got one already?
No.
You got because I know they even do it in football stadiums. They have vaccination in drive-throughs, etc. So it's really very quick in the United States.
1,5 Millionen Leute pro Tage. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys strong.
Yeah. Don't tell us. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, you need a good impression after your last president.
It's notwendig.
Yeah, absolute.
Yeah.
And another question I have is, if you do all the details like furniture, what is so special about your furniture? I know when restaurants close, they sell all your furniture piece by piece, and it brings them a lot of money. So is it that you are more an architect or more an artist or a designer for furniture? Or
yeah.
everything?
It's is a Restaurantentwickler, is he a Küchenchef, is he a Dienstleistungsmeister, is he a Gebäudeentwickler? He is alle drei. And to be in architecture, design, and marketing and Möbel for restaurant and hotel, you have to have alles. And you have to approach all of them. It's how do we say it? What did Wagner call his work?
Who?
Sorry, Wagner, the composer,
the musician.
The musician. He called it Gesamtkunstwerk.
Okay. Yeah. I think that is important, because if you have sometimes people have a story and they don't bring it to the restaurant. That means you are in the restaurant and you think it's not their story. It's not the story which belongs here. So it has to be authentic. It has to be a real story. And for that, of course, you need a lot of details. You need context. And I think also details are very exciting. If you sit in a restaurant and it is getting boring because you have seen everything, that is boring. But if you after some time find a detail here, a detail there, that is interesting, and that brings money and people for a long time. One of your most successful and I think very old restaurants was one of the first cheesecake factories in Chicago. Can you tell a little bit about that?
It was 1,700 Quadratmeter in eine Jahre, with the Durchschnitt Gast paying 17 Euro. They had Umsatz 24 Millionen pro Jahr. It was super beschäftigt.
Ja. Also Cheesecake
pro Jahr.
Also Cheesecake Factory ist ein Casual Dining Restaurant mitten in Chicago, eigentlich eine Keller-Location mit einem unglaublich beeindruckenden Eingangsdach. Das heißt, es gibt auch eine Story. Es ist also wie ein großer Auftritt für die Gäste. If the guests go there, it's like entering something very, very special. And with that Cheesecake Factory, the success of Cheesecake Factory started.
A lot of fantasy. Yeah. The fantasy brings them in. It keeps them. It's special, and so that's what we need to do now. We need to have an unusual but gemütlich Erfahrung für unsere Gäste. We have to have something that is inspiration to go out of the house. We have to inspire them to go out of the house and give them a fantasy, give them motivation.
I think that is a good last sentence. We have to get our guests back. We have to give them a home. We have to tell them the story. We have to give them good food, and we have to give them really authentic hospitality, and we have to be friendly. Jordan Moser, thanks so much for talking with us from Chicago. It's very early in the morning, so you just got up for us, and I hope to see you soon in real life. You wanted to come to Germany, wenn du deine Impfung hast, like you told me last week.
Ich freue mich. It's good to see you. Es ist gut, auf dir zu sehen. Und ich hoffe, wir sehen uns bald Augen zu Augen, person to person.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Pierre. Nice to see you. Ciao.
Ja, vielen Dank an Pierre Niehaus und Jordan Moser für diesen spannenden englischen Talk.
Ja,
wir hatten von Seiten der Besucher keine Fragen mehr. Insofern ja, sind wir gut in der Zeit und bedanken uns für diesen Beitrag. Vielen Dank.
See you tomorrow.